Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Entropia content. What is going on today? Seems like my setup is all fucked for some reason. Maybe it's because of the video I was doing last night. I was just doing an update on my Venus research. Figured I'd do a video on it, shared it. If you guys want to check it out, that'd be cool. I don't know if things are slow in Entropia lately, but I noticed that not much has been going on with my videos, barely any views or likes. So I was thinking, I don't know, it's getting hard to decide if I should continue making Entropia content every day. It's funny because I was actually hoping that my Entropia channel would take off big and that I could stop doing the clone evolution videos, because I don't know, I really should be making one show a day rather than forcing two. So I was hoping to make that switch, but it didn't really work out that way because, let's hit up Crystal Peak. I don't know, it's like the clone evolution videos, my channel's taking off bigger and bigger. I get more and more likes and views every day. Entropia is just the opposite. I get less and less views, almost no likes per episode, so I don't know. As much as I'd like to continue making Entropia content, it's looking like it's not going to make the cut. Which is kind of sad because Entropia is my favorite game, and I was really hoping this one would take off because I prefer playing it better, but hey, what are you going to do, right? No, it looks like this place isn't packed with players anymore. Yesterday it was very busy. I don't know, shouldn't say that I'll stop making Entropia videos, but maybe I'll go back to just doing once a month or something. Now it's kind of sad too because I thought, like, I kept getting all these comments in-game where people are watching my show, but maybe a whole bunch of people are watching and not on the YouTube channel. I don't know if that's even possible. Why is my camera angle so fucked? I don't know. Oh yeah, so I guess today I'll go do another mining mission. Oh, to be honest guys, I'm getting really sick of the mining, crafting, everything on Next Island. I've been here too long. I think maybe today will be my last episode on Next Island, and then I'm going to fly out to Arkadia, get ready for that Arkadia Sweat event. Maybe I should do that today. Can't decide where to go and what to do. Should have thought of it before the episode. Oh, that's why everything's so fucked. It's because I had OBS on the wrong screen, so when I was looking at it, I was fucked. Alright. There we go. Now we're back to what I was looking for. Alright, so yeah, that's what I'll do. Screw Next Island. I've had quite enough of it. Oh, now everyone loaded. Seems like a lot of people are still trying crafting. Hey, there's Soul. Hey everyone. Hey Soul. Now where is Soul? I think he's in here somewhere. Ah, here, this was interesting. I was wondering how much a full condition Lesser Elijah print goes for. And he's asking for quality rating 98.1, 65 ped. It's funny, I thought I just saw Soul here a second ago, but then I went to read something and he's gone. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I miss being on Rocktropia. Man, that planet is so exciting. So much stuff you can do. Alright, let's do a few crafts today. See if maybe I can cheer myself up with the queue. Now, it's funny, the other day, yeah, it was yesterday, when I was working, we were talking about the different employees that my boss is going to hire for the winter, and he mentioned Q. And Q is one of the guys that we work with. My brother hired him, and he's actually from Jamaica. Man, is he ever a fun guy to work with. It's like he's always in a good mood. He helps cheer the whole team up. I know my boss is kind of strict sometimes and bit of a gets everyone in a bad mood. So it's nice to have someone on the team who's so cheerful and optimistic all the time. So anyways, yeah, it was funny in Q, we were talking about it, and we got to the customer's house. Boom, the customer's like, hey, do you guys have Q still working with you? Can you come back to our place? So it was pretty funny. We're like, yeah, we don't have Q working with us right now, but we were just thinking about hiring him for the winter. And then after we left that job, who do we run into at the store? Q. He was there too. So it's like yesterday was Q day. Now I'm hoping I get a chance to work with him again. He's one of the workers that like normally like all the other workers will quit and I'll be like one of the last ones. They'll still have energy to keep going. And then he's one of the other workers who just won't quit either. I'm like, yeah, someone to push my limits. He's like, just give me more work, more work. Thought I heard my roommate for a second, so I was shutting down the show, but I think they're just walking around upstairs. And it's funny, I was just about to click it to boost it to a full condition there. That could have been a global. Now, let's get a few hits off the vape. Today's weed is a funny strain. I call it the peanut strain. If you want the new pet, buy this grab whip and go get it. Still only one is sold. Alright, it says that the deeds paid out today from ancient Greece because of all the new stuff that's been happening. So let's check it out. My shop income is up to 56 ped. It's not bad, guys. Appreciate the shop sales. Forgot to mention the guy who shopped yesterday. Sorry about that. Well, I mentioned him, but forgot to mention his name. Right, ancient Greece, up to 6 ped. Woo! Who knows, maybe those ancient Greece sales or deeds will sell out yet. No, no one's buying them. Yeah, nothing like a good mistake in Entropia. Buying deeds that turned out to be a complete disaster. I don't know, on my Venus episode, managed to get quite a few likes and views. I thought it was kind of funny. It's like, as much as I got out of paranormal stuff to get into doing video games, it's like lately, I don't know, like, when I do paranormal shows, I get way more views. But less likes, so I don't know. Should I keep doing more paranormal content? That Venus episode was actually really fun to make. I love discussing Venus. So I was thinking maybe next episode I'll do is water on the sun. I like different NASA debunking the constant lies that we hear from NASA. Maybe it's not directly lies. Maybe just NASA's completely incompetent. Heck, if I was golfing every day, I wouldn't be thinking about my job either. Like, just give me the government money. I can go golf. It's like that probe we sent 20 years ago is the only work we have to do. We're getting paid billions of dollars. Woohoo! Now, I noticed a few people on the Entropia message boards arguing a bit about who's the best live streamer for Entropia. So maybe I'll have to put my foot in the boat for Entropia live streaming. But I figure, like, I already have, what is it called? Fuck, I can't remember, not Twitch. Or is it Twitch? Whatever that fucking live streaming service is that people are always going on, how it's great for gamers and stuff, but I don't know, I've had accounts on, or I have an account on that and tried using it, and I don't really like it because they delete all your videos. So like, what's the point of streaming stuff if everything's just going to get deleted? So I don't know, maybe I'll get back into that, but I was thinking really realistically, until my channel has like 100,000 viewers, there's no way I'm going to do live streaming to a platform that just deletes everything. Alright, back-to-back successes on full. That was pretty cool. No 10 petter though. Yeah, I'm really getting jack shit for blueprints lately. Remember how I like to get like 3 blueprints per 100 clicks? Here I'm at 75 or whatever and still not a print yet. Yeah, so today I'll finish up all this crap on Next Island and then I'm going to head out to Arkadia and get ready for that big sweating event. Hopefully I didn't miss it. I should check out the fucking shit right now and make sure. Alright, before I check that out, let's get a quick spin from the Bitcoin casino. Hopefully I don't get a global while I'm gone. Alright, 24,086 Satoshi. Let's roll. 24,104 Satoshi. Yeah. Thanks everyone. Really appreciate the people helping out with the Bitcoin spins. May seem like a really small amount of money, but hey, it's neat for me because normally I'm just going in the hole with everything I do, so it's neat to see something go up in money for a change. Alright, we just got a lamp attachments. Fuck. God, that was shit. Okay, I hit the stop button. How many more times do I gotta hit it? Okay, I've had enough of crafting. This is not going well. Alright, what did I say I was gonna do? I was gonna check, oh yeah, see what the Arkadia missions thing is like. Watch, it was yesterday or something. Ah, good. September 27th. So I still got over 10 days to get there. That's good. Alright, my inventory is loaded, yo. I was gonna say, where the fuck is all the fruit? Oh, right there. Alright. Look at how full this inventory's getting. This is one nice thing about spending some time on Next Island. Definitely getting the fruit and stone collection up there. Be able to sell those for some profit soon. Yeah, it was nice. I got that one mini global crafting these yesterday's episode. If anyone didn't check it out, I fucking managed to hit 10 ped, or 980 or something, but still damn close to 10 ped. Ooh, almost 7k sweat on Next Island. That's pretty good. Fuck, man. Too bad when I'm doing these mining missions, I'm never finding Listerium. Because if I could, boom, then I'd be able to use my loots. Like, these are all pretty much useless. Chances are I'll never save up enough to actually sell them. So every time I loot this stuff, it's just going in my inventory to never be used. So that's the one thing I don't like about these little mining missions. But who knows, maybe I'll get more into crafting here and actually use some of that shit. I don't know. Alright, let's check. Did I bring everything? No. Meant to put everything in storage? Did I? No. Now, I'm not used to mining, so normally I don't have mining shit to put in storage. It's kind of neat being a miner, eh? Gets you a lot more different resources than the regular ones I'm used to. Alright, we got some more shit. Maybe once I get it up to 1k, I'll be able to talk to someone who needs it. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. I was supposed to put some items for sale on Bonnie's auction. Fuck, I hope I didn't miss that. So yeah, I'll have to do that today. I'll have to try getting a hold of Bonnie and let her know that I got some items she can put for sale on the auction. I don't know, I was thinking the items I'm going to put for sale is just my blueprints, because I don't really have much in the way of other rare items. It's just rare blueprints is my specialty. So, let's see. Where should I fly from? Let's go from that cool island. Yeah, did I tell you guys about the new strain of weed I created? I hybridized some weed strains together and I don't even know what they were. One was a government strain. Others are just ones people gave me. And yeah, it tastes like peanuts. So I didn't know that was possible for weed. So now I got weed that tastes like oranges. I got weed that tastes like fucking peanuts. Wish I had some weed that tastes like fucking weed. That'd be a fucking miracle. Yeah, I better double check, make sure I didn't bring any lootables. Someone was telling me that there are things that you can put in the other categories other than minerals or materials and mined resources that can be looted. But to be honest, I don't really believe that, because I've carried everything else and I've never had any of it looted when I got shot down. But maybe they're telling the truth and I'm just not looking properly, which is usually pretty often the case. Fuck, man, so many useless prints. Okay, what is going on? Why is the fucking screen all fucked? There we go. And I've never really gotten used to flying the ship controls again. I know someone was posting in the YouTube comment, yeah, thanks guys. I know there's people watching and posting comments, but try not to forget to like the episode. Because even if I get an episode with like 10 comments and no one likes it, it's like, that's not good for the YouTube algorithm. You get my channel shut down. They actually sent us warnings that if your channel is non-commercially viable, they can shut you down at any time. You don't even have to break terms of service or anything. So it's like, what the fuck? I remember back in the day when YouTube was just a place for like regular people to share their shit, and then eventually it became into this giant conglomerate, fucking corporations, basically turned back into TV. Oh well. Yeah, that's what I figure. Now the next island's so popular and so many people, that's when I need to ditch. I'm not really a big fan of being into the more popular shit. Now, what was that one viewer putting? I was commenting about it and then got sidetracked. Oh yeah, that's what it was. He was saying that I should key map all the things I need, like the mining tools and stuff. And I explained to him that I actually already have. I key mapped all the keys in Entropia. It took me fucking weeks to set it up. And then guess what happened? Entropia changed the fucking controls. So now I have to re-key map everything, and I just said, fuck it. I've already key mapped everything. I don't want to do it again. Maybe if the Entropia wants to keep me around as a player, they can fix the fucking controls back to the way they had it. Sorry to get a little pissy about that, but that really did piss me off. I spent so much time key mapping everything just for them to fuck it. Like, I don't mind if you want to add new keys and stuff and new key maps and stuff, but at least give the option of keeping your old ones. Don't force everyone to fucking switch by just changing everything they fucking key mapped. Like, I don't like key mapping in games, so when it comes time to key mapping in games, I make a condition. I'll key map once, but I'll never fucking do it again. And if you fucking change the controls and expect me to key map, there's a bigger chance I'll just fucking quit the game. So that's the thing, when game developers are making stuff, they gotta make sure they program it so it's fun to play. If they make it so it's a fucking piss off, who the hell's gonna wanna fucking do it? Like, I don't wanna play the key mapping game. That's not what I signed up for. Fuck that shit. I key mapped once. I'd like my fucking key maps back. Not make new ones. Fuck that. You can make me new ones, Minder. Jesus. So I'm a little bit stubborn sometimes, you can tell. Now, I'll try not to be too stubborn. Probably in the future I'll key map again. Once maybe Entropia does something good for me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one global every 100,000 clicks wouldn't be too much to ask for. It's like months of losing. Could I get one day where I fucking make a profit? Years of losing. Yeah, so that's why I don't key map. Even my clothing key map, I used to have it all set up, and same thing happened. Something fucked the key map. I think what it was is I equipped a whole bunch of new shit, and then I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Like have fucking 10 different key mapping shits, or just leave everything the same and never change it? So that's what I opted for, just never change. I don't know, maybe Entropia, if they were smart, or MindArk, what they would do is make a new key mapping way. Because I get players all the time that ask me how to key map, and I sometimes tell them or refer them to the YouTube videos, but in a lot of cases the player's like, God, this key mapping is so irritating, I'm just quitting and playing a different game. I'd say that happens about 98% of the time. So I'm like, holy fuck, if I was MindArk, I'd be like, yo, maybe you should make key mapping a little bit more user-friendly. Like, I know key mapping isn't that hard, but really, there should be an even easier way for retards. Or not retards in a bad way, in a good way, right? YouTube censors. Now, I try not to use the retard insult because I've got, what is it, Down syndrome in my family, so I'm not really like into making fun of my family relatives. Although I do a little bit. And really, the whole word retard is kind of strange because it is an actual word that used to be not offensive. So once a word becomes offensive and you can no longer use it, what do you do for that adjective that the word used to represent? Now that I can't use the R word, it's like, what do I say for something that is slowed down or not as smart as other things? Hey, here's the seed. Cannabis seeds for breakfast. Now, I used to think that eating seeds is really good for you, like eating cannabis seeds or eating sunflower seeds. Then I found out that seeds are actually filled with fucking poison that plants put in them to try to make animals not eat their seeds. They call them anti-nutrients. And I found out in the old days, like fucking people like the 1800s were way smarter about what they eat than today's modern people. Like, I don't know if people have seen it online, they got the raw food diet. That's like one of the most deadly diets you could possibly eat. Like back in the olden days, they realized that these fucking anti-nutrients or poisons that are in plants, the only way you could get rid of them was to either E or A, fucking soak them overnight. If you take all your plants and food that you eat, like Plant Kingdom, you soak it overnight in water, it reduces the poisons, the anti-nutrients, by like 70 to 80%. And then the only other way is by cooking it. And then if you cook the vegetables and plants, it reduces the poisons in them to almost non-existent. So it actually becomes a healthy, digestible food. So it's funny, like there's this movement on YouTube where people are eating raw foods, and that's like fucking deadly, yo. It's like you're literally taking poison and eating it. And I laugh too, because some people, that's all they eat. So it's like, can you imagine the only thing you're consuming is poison? And then they're starting to wonder why they end up in the hospital. It's like, yo, like fucking anti-nutrients, look it up. Harvard, everyone does studies on them. Yeah, and that's the thing, seeds are fucking loaded with anti-nutrients. They're one of the highest quantities. Oh yeah, there's one thing, I shouldn't make fun of anti-nutrients. Harvard did a study. And they said that when the anti-nutrients from plants kill the fucking living cells of the animals they're trying to stop from eating them, they found one catch. Is those anti-nutrients often target or cancer cells. So they said if you actually have cancer, one of the diets people experiment with is that high anti-nutrient diet. So that's what I was thinking. If I had cancer, I'd probably eat tons of fucking plants all the time, raw, so that can kill everything in my body, including the cancer. But if you're already healthy, that's when you don't need to fucking eat plants. You can just load up on the meat, build up all your nutrients. And I feel I shouldn't talk about veganism too often, but I've had actually a lot of family and friends' lives ruined by veganism, so it's something I like to be very vocal about, to try to discourage people from completely destroying their lives, ending up in the hospital. Like, I don't know how many 20-year-old girls that I knew that were vegan because they wanted to live forever, like the magic bean promise. If you eat plants, you'll live forever. So that's what they started doing. And they fucking ended up in the hospital on their deathbeds in their fucking early 20s. All from the vegan diet. I was like, holy fuck, man, this shit is deadly. And it's like, I even wasn't really completely convinced until I went to my doctor. And my doctor's office is actually a walk-in clinic. Even though my family doctor works there, it's like he actually sees just random people all the time. So the nurses come out and there's like a fucking giant waiting room because it's a walk-in clinic. And now what it is mainly it's like when people come here from other countries, a lot of cases they're really sick. And the countries they come from, they save a lot of money for their taxpayers by not offering them health care and saying, hey, if you need health care, go to Canada. They'll pay for you. So yeah, that's what we get, is tons of people from other countries coming here. Fucking, you can barely even find a person who speaks English in the waiting rooms in a lot of these emergency rooms. Might not be the same all across Canada, but my city is like the hub of migration. the fastest growing migration out of any other city in all of Canada. So, not that I'm against migration, it's got its goods and bads. Like the bads is like the First Nation stuff, how they lost all their land and culture, and then they made us promise in school to never allow anyone to migrate to Canada to do that ever again. And then I was like, holy shit, when I got older, all of a sudden that changed. Now people are coming from other countries instead of Europe, and now we're taught to allow them to come here, because as long as it's not Europeans coming, it's fine. I was like, whoa, doesn't that seem like a little bit of a racist fucking point of view, isn't it? Yeah, I always thought it funny when people are like, oh, more people in Canada are becoming racist. You know, it's like, I think what it is more people in Canada are realizing that other people are taking advantage of us for being too nice. That's what's fucking happening. Now, our school, actually, when I was a kid in Canada, was kind of bad for racism, and I didn't even realize how. I was like, we had this one girl that came from Mexico, and she couldn't speak English, and the teacher thought she could teach her because she knew a couple words in Mexican or Spanish, but it didn't go well. And then when it came time to like recess and all the different stuff, the kids were racist in a mean way. It's like they were racist in like a demeaning way. It's like they're kind of like offering her everything. It's like, oh, here, take all my lunch, take my sweater. Everyone's being super nice to her. I was like, as much as that's kind of neat in a way, being super nice, isn't it like demeaning? It's like finding someone in the society that's different from you and then treating them like a charity case and giving them all your stuff. It's like, it's kind of like reverse racism, right? That's what I often wonder. It's like all those charities where they collect for other countries. It's like, isn't that demeaning to the other country? Like, really, the United States has just as many starving and poor people here. So like, why are another country shipping us money? No, so that's what it's kind of like. But it's very fun in a way. Like, I've even noticed it with the Entropia community. Who's that one streamer, Ken, from, where is he from? Somewhere in Africa, I think he said. Was it Nigeria? Yeah, I think Nigeria. Yeah, so anyways, some people give him a hard time. And I think there is a little bit of a culture difference. Like, maybe people in Africa like to show off and be very proud. Maybe the Entropian community is more laid back and, what do you call it, modest, or Ned Flanders like. That's what I was thinking. It's kind of funny when other cultures come to European cultures and live with them, and then they get blamed for like being too much criminals or too wild. And I was thinking the problem is European culture, right? Like, we're almost like a society of Ned Flanders people. Like, everyone's so square and lame. Everyone likes following rules and hardly ever having fun. So it's like, no wonders when people from other cultures come here and they get blamed for all the crime and problems. And it's like, well, yeah, it's like, they're the ones actually going out and having fun. We're the ones fucking following all the rules and shit. So it's like, no wonders they're gonna seem like in proportion. It's like, if anyone went to live with Ned Flanders' family, I'm pretty sure they would be considered the evil ones or whatever, the wild bunch. You like to not go to church? Not to say that all white people are square and lame and don't know how to party, but it's mostly the case. That's what I was thinking. Maybe we should just change our society. Like, if we're having these problems where too many people are getting arrested in different ethnic groups, then it's like, why don't we just change the laws? So it's like, hey, maybe robbing people isn't illegal anymore. Or maybe like driving or partying your ass off and like drinking booze in the middle of the streets and having a good time, just make it not illegal. Now, I wonder if that's what maybe drew so many people to live in European societies, is because the people that follow the rules too strictly and are really square, never party. It's good for a phase in your life. So it's like, if you're at the phase where you have like young kids and you want them to grow up in a stable environment and not get in trouble, well then chances are you're going to want to move to a society like that. But say you're like in college and you want to party all the time and you want to be having fun, then that society would probably be not as fun to live in, right? Now really, if I was in charge, like king of the world sort of thing, and I wanted to fix all the fucking racial inequality issues or people worried about who's getting arrested too much and whatnot, it's like I would just create a fucking giant criminal state, like the Mesa, or Mesa. If anyone's heard of that, it's a place in the States, it's like a fucking barren desert, and they just sort of like sectioned off a section of it, made it a no rules place where there's no police and no laws, and anyone who likes to be a criminal can just go there and live. They don't have to worry about being arrested or anything. So I was thinking we need more places like that in our society. More just like free for all, fucking no laws. So that people that want to live in a society like that, they don't always have to just go to jail. There's like a second option, right? They can still live a wild life and not have to follow rules. And there's pretty much, like, if you want to live like that, who's like to say that's the wrong way to live, right? It's all a matter of opinion. Yeah, so I was hoping maybe I could do a show with Ken sometime. I noticed some people give him a hard time about his streams. He likes to brag about how great his stream is, and I think it is pretty wild. I don't know, those long endurance streams he does, I haven't watched one yet. But, not to criticize it or anything, but yeah, like, I don't know, like, people criticize me for even having an hour-long video. So I don't know if people really want to watch 40-hour-long videos, but yeah, it's very possibility. Like, I know I talked to some people who just sweat and play the videos in the background. So that 40-hour-long one, they could just play it in the background, listen to it while they sweat. And then sometimes people sweat for weeks, and then they might finish the whole episode by then. Not all at once, pausing it and stuff. So it's not such a bad idea. But then as some other people put in the comments, they're like, yeah, it's almost better to have more action in a shorter time. Like 5-10 minute clips of just Hall of Fames. I was thinking, I don't really enjoy watching that type of video because it's kind of a piss off to me, because I think of how much money I've invested in Entropia, and I'm always playing it, always in the loot pool, but then I look and it's like, it's one of those pay to win games where they changed it, that even though you're paying to win, unless you're paying the most, you can't win. So I don't know, like back in the days of early Entropia, you could still get big globals from these small things. So there would be a chance that I could actually succeed in the game. But, well, I shouldn't say a chance for me to succeed in the game, but I mean from the game itself. Like, the only chance I have is if I help myself. Like, giving myself loots by buying and reselling items, or, yeah, just reselling shit. That's basically how I can global. The game itself is nearly impossible. Like, I should probably load up my Entropia account thing. What is going on, man? I just want to fly to Arkadia. Is the space station really that far off from it? I'm just gonna aim right at it. Yeah, I think it was back in the day in Entropia that a beginner could be hunting one of the first creatures in the game, like just a, what do they call those creatures that boring ass? Forget what they're called. Noozle, not Noozle. Well, yeah, even a Noozle. So like say you could be hunting like a level 1 creature and boom, you could have an all-time high. And that just isn't possible in Entropia anymore. Or maybe it is and I've just had like decades of bad luck. It's like, who knows, maybe if I play another 10 years, all of a sudden I'll get the fucking global I'm looking for. Yeah, that's what's funny, like when I get a global in the game, it's actually so surprising. Well, I shouldn't be surprised with the Mankini global, because there's an example. All I had to do was up how much I paid to the game, all of a sudden they start giving me globals, now you can pay to win. But if I just pay them a little bit of money, they're like, no, you're not paying us enough. You don't actually qualify to win. And what's the point really even in winning pet in Entropia? What are you going to do with it? Buy more items? Look at them. Be like, ooh, look at my items. Now I think what it is I've gone beyond the point of wanting to collect Project Entropia in dollars. I don't really have any desire to collect any amount of items. I'm at the point where I just play Entropia to communicate with other people. And lately that hasn't been going so well. I kind of miss Beamer, man. It was nice having a player that you could just talk to every day. It's like, hey man, how's your day going? Oh god, I hate this peanut weed. It is fucking disgusting. Alright, so that's 2 out of my 4 plants. Fucking taste disgusting. I think next year I'm gonna focus more on not growing any random seeds and just like make sure that I buy good seeds from the government only. People are like, hey, want some random seeds? I'll like, get those fucking random seeds away from me. I'm tired of them. Like, what's the point? You spend a whole fucking year growing your weed only for to find out when you pick it and harvest it, you don't even like it. It's like, oh great. There's fucking 8 months down the drain. Oh well. Now really I'm starting to get so many bad side effects from vaporizing too much that I have to quit. It's like A, it's making me eat too much. B, it's fucking creating sores in my mouth now. That's one thing with vaporizing too much. I don't know if anyone else has had it. Sometimes you'll get like a little fucking sore on your tongue. It's fucking irritating. And I wasn't sure what it was caused from, and then all of a sudden I quit vaping, boom, sore's gone like within a few hours. So it's like some sort of allergic reaction I'm getting to vaporizing too much. Now I used to get it from smoking cigarettes too much, and then same thing happened when I quit smoking cigarettes, it went away. So I was like, oh fuck, I just can't smoke cigarettes or I'm gonna get those fucking sores back. And I was hoping vaporizing would be the key. I could vaporize forever and I never have to worry about them coming back, but no, there's always seems like a catch to everything, man. It makes me sad. Sometimes I don't want to go in and read the old messages from Beamer. Remember the good old days. Yeah, I hope his family's doing okay. Yeah, I'm sure they are. They seem like they were really well doing. Man, I wish I had a chance to say goodbye to Beamer. I really should have when he was sick. Because I just kept thinking like, man, Beamer's gonna outlive me. Yeah, so hope everyone else is having fun in Entropia. I never really kept track to see what happened with that Emon event or something. Did someone win, Ped? Kind of highly doubt it. I don't know, so many times I talk to the people, like I met someone who's like won the event, and then I talk to them in a chat, like, so how much profit did you make winning the event? They're like, oh, fucking thousands in the hole. I was like, really? Even after all those rewards? I'm like, oh yeah, they paid so much to win that they would have to like win 10 times the amount that they got as a prize just to break even. So it's like, yeah, kind of feel bad for people doing those events. But hey, maybe you're having fun chasing the globals. Yeah, that's what Beamer used to tell me, is that he was always going to the casino because he liked to gamble. But really, Entropia, he would agree that it's not gambling. Because with Entropia, you can pay and pay and pay, and there's really no chance, like a casino, that you're going to win. Like a casino will have like a certain payout chart which shows they actually have to pay out a certain amount after a certain amount of money they take in. But Entropia doesn't have that. They can just take all your money, and there's no officials that are saying, hey, you have to give some of it to that player. So it's definitely not a casino in that regard. Yeah, so that's what Beamer would tell me. It's like he would like going to the casino after playing Entropia, because Entropia would never fill his craving for gambling. Because there's really no way you can win in Entropia. At least at casinos, you have like this illusion, well, partial illusion, that you can at least win. There is a chance. Entropia, there is no such chance. Unless you're selling your loot to someone else, you're not profiting. I don't know how many times I've said that. Well, I guess the mining episode I tried to prove it, and the fucking bastards gave me profit. Evil. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. I was really looking forward to going out and playing disc golf today because it's my day off from work. And my back is so sore I can barely move. Ah, man. So is life, right? If you get back to work to try to get active, you end up fucking your body up so bad you can't even be active unless you're at work. Oh yeah, almost forgot to get a quick message from the sponsor. Today's long-ass space flight was brought to you by Crack. Crack! It'll fuck you up. Woo! Welcome back, everyone. Trying to think, did I do the sponsor message already? Maybe. Now sometimes I do it twice an episode because around the 40-minute mark I'm like, hey, did I do it at the 30-minute mark? I can't believe my new weed tastes like peanuts. What a disaster. Hey, if anyone likes weed that tastes like peanuts, just give me a shout. Just kidding. I could give you some for free, maybe. Well, probably not, because a lot of the viewers are underage or live in countries where weed isn't even legal, so scratch that idea. Alright, so what is my plans of what to do when I arrive on Arkadia? I almost spilled the bomb. First plan, what I'll do is probably settle in, check my storage, confirm that I do have that much sweat there so I can sell it at the event. Then I'll probably swing by the sweat area, see how busy Arkadia is these days. It's funny, like if you want to get a good impression of how thriving an economy is on a planet, you should check the sweat area and see how many players are there. Because, not to say that all the Uber players sweat, but a lot of them do. So once they run out of ped or they're waiting for something, they just sweat. So that's a good impression, you can see it. I'll check out the sweat areas on Arkadia. Yeah, in Arkadia they have this one creature to sweat called the Noozle. And it's funny, I never knew the noozle is actually a real creature in Africa. Not that it's called that, but it has that weird trunk and everything. I think the only difference about the noozle in Africa is that it's got the horns. Where they took away the horns on the ones in Arkadia and made them purple. I was thinking the animal species that they have in Africa is pretty impressive. Like, I know Canada's got a lot of animals that can kill you and hunt you. But man, Africa, I was watching some of the videos of the fucking rhinos. Like, can you imagine you're outside, walking around like your dog or something, and all of a sudden a fucking rhino comes out of the bush and starts charging at you. Like, I thought walking my dog up north in Ontario was hard because a moose could charge at you. Can you imagine a fucking rhino? Like, oh god. Yeah, it looks like those rhinos are the same way, too. Very dominant, like to charge at anything they think is a threat. In Canada, I don't know if you've heard about it, but we had the issue where all of our trains in the early days always had fucking moose running right at them. Because the moose would think the train was a threat to its dominance, and they would charge them head on. Even though a moose is as big as a truck, it's still no match for a train. So sadly, a lot of moose bit the dust that way. And the whole lion thing too, like up north in Canada we got, what is it, lynx and stuff, and they'll rip you to pieces and eat you. But at least they're small enough that you could kick them or something if they attacked you and you didn't have a weapon. So what are you gonna do with lions, fucking, what is it, fucking cougars or whatever fucking lion, huge cats they have there? Be like, holy fuck, how do you take your dog for a walk there, right? Like, oh fuck, lion. Now I wonder about my gravity well research and how animals develop. And the holographic universe theory and video game stuff like Entropia actually plays a pretty big part in that. Like, you know how in Entropia they have different mobs that just spawn up? Like, say you'll be walking around, all of a sudden a mob will spawn. So you have to look at Entropia coding and be like, what is the coding that's causing this fucking mob to spawn? Like, someone programmed it to happen like that, right? Just appears out of thin air in your environment. So then people are like, well, obviously on Earth, animals don't spawn in and out of existence like they do in Entropia. But is that really the case? Turns out that on Earth, many times, species have gone extinct for like even 1 million years. Not a single living one has ever been seen or caught since. And then all of a sudden, one will be caught in a fishing net. And they'll be like, what the fuck, man? Like, how is this extinct fish in our fishing net? And then same thing with even animals on land. Like, occasionally they'll see a dingo. It's like dingoes have been extinct for decades. But occasionally there'll be a sighting of one. And people are like, is there really a remote dingo population that only has a couple members left and they're still surviving for all these decades? Or are the dingoes just spawning in and out of existence? And same thing about lizards. I think there was a lizard species on an island that went extinct. So scientists wanted to see what would happen if they took another lizard from another country, brought it to that island, put it there, and see if it would adapt to the habitat. So what happened? Scientists came back in a couple of years, checked how they'd adapted. Not only did they adapt, but they had mutated into the exact species that had gone extinct. So they're like, what the fuck? How did these lizards change into other lizards? That's not supposed to happen, right? It's almost like we actually do have evidence that the Earth is spawning creatures. Then you look at evolution, like a lot of people that disagree with evolution will say, hey, everything had time to evolve naturally and shit. But there's the counter argument to that is the Cambrian explosion. You look at the Cambrian explosion and it was a period in time where they went from single cell organisms to huge ocean diverse with like millions of different creatures, and it happened overnight. So like, what the fuck? If everything's evolving naturally, where's all the steps of everything occurring naturally in the Cambrian explosion? How come everything just appeared overnight? What I think it is we're getting closer to understanding what's triggering evolution on Earth, or spawning, is the habitats. the way our planet is programmed, and with the gravity well fields, is the gravity well fields mold the planet, they mold the land, they mold the environment on that land, and then they also start to mold what life forms evolve on that land. So that's why the gravity well pattern on Australia is very like a marsupial gravity well pattern. So anything that's within that range of that will eventually become marsupialized if it's vulnerable to it. I've noticed some species aren't. So it's like humans. I don't know why we're not vulnerable to that types of mutations. But you take bears, for instance. You put bears on Australia for like say 100 years, come back, you have koala bears. And then they don't even match the DNA of regular bears. So scientists are like, oh, koala bears are a different species. It's like, no, they actually were regular bears until they got to Australia. And then they got marsupialized. We see evidence of this even in the plant kingdom on Australia. Early explorers brought cannabis to Australia. Guess what happened? They planted it and it started mutating, and it mutated into marsupialized cannabis. Now they showed that this marsupialized cannabis still grows buds, still has THC and red hairs, but the catch is it's a totally different plant now. Doesn't look anything like cannabis. And they call it bastard cannabis. I think maybe it's because like, oh, that damn bastard. The one advantage to bastard cannabis though, they said that it adapted, or no, they took it, strained it with another one, and made it cold hardy. So you can actually get cannabis with this strain that can withstand frost. Speaking of withstanding frost, I think I lost most of my plants last night. The remaining two. I'll have to go check, but I think it's bad news, so I haven't gone out to look yet. Go figure, eh? They said that normally Canada is supposed to have its first frost on November 1st. And this year, we broke all the records, just smashed them. All evidence is pointing towards the ice age. And here we are, September 14th, we had our fucking first frost. So we're months ahead of schedule for winter. Oh yeah, and I had some other good news. I don't know if anyone's checked out my gravity well research, but man, what was it? I was pointing out that Australia and Antarctica are actually both our South Pole. And the South Pole rotates back and forth between the two. The only thing is it's happening at different rates, sometimes slower, sometimes faster. So when it happens really slow, we don't even notice. We're like, oh, Antarctica is our only South Pole. It's the only one we've ever had. That's what we start thinking. But no, even the ancient text talks about it. They knew that the South Pole changed locations. So that's what's happening, is I predicted that our South Pole and Antarctica or Australia are switching. Everyone's like, no, that can't happen. But then research came out and they showed that yes, Antarctica does have fossils of tons of palm trees. So it was at one point tropical. They don't know how many times or how long ago. They can just guess with estimates. So I was thinking there's even evidence that Australia used to be frozen at some point. So I was thinking this flip has definitely happened before. And I'm thinking it's the Ice Age. Like that, when that flip happens, that's what we called the Ice Age. So we did actually see a little bit of evidence even within our mankind's existence. So anyways, yeah, right now, Antarctica, it's all melting, and they're like, holy fuck, it's melting, end of the world. But you check Australia, guess what's happening? They just broke the fucking all-time record for coldest May. So they are starting to freeze over. So that's what's happening, the switch. Antarctica is going to switch places with Australia. Can you imagine how that's going to affect the globe? I think our society's gotten so used to the globe being the same that we've never realized that, hey, the Ice Age happened and it's going to happen again. Like, we should have realized that when we're studying, like, hey, the Ice Age has occurred multiple times. What has stopped it from happening again? Nothing is the answer. As much as we try to warm the planet, there's no way we can stop the Ice Age. But the Ice Age isn't all bad news. Other regions will become warm. I wonder how nice it's going to be to live on Antarctica. Might be a really cool continent. Maybe there is pyramids there that we'll find. That'd be pretty wild. Yeah, so I was thinking maybe more in the future, scientists can explore games like this, Entropia, and look for evidence of the coding patterns of how animals appear in Entropia, or the mobs. and start to examine our own universe and start looking at that as keys about how we can discover the actual clues behind our species evolution, how all of these animals just arrive on our planet. What's creating them to spawn into existence? I'd say gravity wells. Like right now, if someone just handed me like infinite money and I could just build whatever technology I wanted, or resources, like they're like, here's all the best scientists in the world, build this. I'd be like, man, what I would build is fucking gravity well technology so that we could go to other planets, not only create planets, but create the life forms on it by altering the fucking gravity well fields. And it's not that hard to alter gravity well fields. You just got to change the mass of the planet, the density of the core. So that's what I was thinking. Everyone's talking about how Earth's core density is very suspicious, like it's been altered somehow. So I was thinking that is really a clue. Someone used gravity well technology to terraform the Earth. They created us not by like putting nuts and bolts together and making humans. They created a fucking gravity well field that manipulates energy to naturally evolve life forms. So what I would do is, like, if I wanted, say, to bring back, say, kangaroos from extinction, I would go create another planet, make the marsupial gravity well field around another big body on that planet, and then what do you know? What's going to spawn to life on that planet's island where I made the marsupial fucking gravity well? You'll find a whole bunch of kangaroos and fucking everything marsupialized. And I think that's what's going to happen in space exploration when we get to other planets in the distant future. Is we're going to find a lot of similar species. They'll have birds, they'll have dogs, they'll have different deers, they'll have lizards, they'll have fish. Now that's what some people were posting in the comments on, what was it? Either the Reddit page or the Disclosed TV page on my Venus video. They're like, there actually has been life detected on many other planets before. Like Mars, they had that idea that they found gases in the planet to prove there was life. Then that sort of got hushed up. Then there's the moon of Europa, that ice world. And they said there's fish swimming underneath the surface of that. So that's been all covered up. Like, I don't get how NASA's been able to justify sending probes to the outreaches of the solar system. Meanwhile, there's a fucking moon that has fish swimming in it. We're not even exploring it. Doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm hoping maybe the peanut flavor to this weed is just because it's too fresh still. Maybe in another couple days, the peanut flavor will be gone. I hope so. Oh, nuts. I'd have to say, potency-wise, this peanut weed actually isn't too bad. It's giving me a decent glow. Oh yeah, I can't remember if I shared any of my harvest season plants with you guys or if that was just the other show. I'll check it out here. Yeah, looks like I'm not going to have time. Alright, just getting called from my roommates. Alright, so guys, what I'll do is I'll wrap up the show here, and next episode I'll just be on planet Arkadia. Hopefully I won't have gotten killed by any pirates in the meantime. Yeah, and then I'm going to do the sweating, and then I'm also going to check out the oil rig. So if anyone hasn't seen the oil rig on Arkadia, you can look forward to that. And maybe I'll show you guys where you get the sand runner print. I was talking about how you can get in the trade terminal, so I'll try to remember to show you where that is. And oh yeah, I'm going to do the prep for the big sweat event, so I'll start promoting it. And this time I'm going to try not to miss it. Hopefully real life occurrences don't fuck up my schedule and I can actually make it to this one. What the fuck is going on? Alright, my roommate keeps calling because she's not getting the message that I'm busy right now, and that's why I'm not coming. Alright, so yeah, let's wrap it up. Right, Patreon, you guys can help out the show. Society 6 has got my merchandise, swag boxes, discounts, online shopping, game kits, get paid to be a gamer, hideout, paid to watch videos, Bitcoin, free lottery, virtual mate, sex machine for adults and men, not ladies, but they can call me, or only if they're in Toronto. Anyway, so yeah, we got the Entropia zine link below. Got Raven Jade's t-shirts if you want to check those out. I'm gonna have to check them out soon too. Weight loss goal is almost, I think, a few pounds away from fitting into the shirt I ordered. I guess I could try fitting into it now. Yeah, I'll do that. Next episode I'll get Raven Jade shirts on so that you can check what it looks like. What else was there? Yeah, got all the news coming up on Arkadia. If anyone wants to help out the show, they can buy some items from my shops. My Monria shop or FOMA shop is loaded with TT plus 1 items in case you're on a budget and you still want to help out. And then yeah, I think that's all for today. Let's see, if you happen to get any Arcadian Stardust that I don't even think exists in the game, you just encountered it in space, first to discover item, and it gets in your vaporizer and it tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. But if that doesn't happen, you can help with a like. I really appreciate it. Just make sure you never purchase the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone.